Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Delonte Freeman and this is S.M.B Fitness. In today's video, I kind of want to talk about how it's important for you to have wisdom and knowledge. You have to have wisdom and knowledge, bro, and understanding. You need to ask the Lord for wisdom and knowledge, and then once you gain the wisdom and knowledge, you need the understanding to even understand how to apply the proper wisdom and knowledge that you just gained from God. So it goes hand in hand. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's very important, bro. Because I want you to think about something. In life, we all have to work, period. Everybody has to work, or you will not eat, right? You will not live, you will not survive if you don't work, right? But wisdom and knowledge will have you taking the right path in work, right? So you're not just running on a treadmill, right? And I often use a treadmill analogy because it's almost like going nowhere fast, right? And that's what happens when you run on a treadmill. You go nowhere fast. Yes, you do burn weights, you do gain from it, right? But at the end of the day, when you get off that treadmill, you're still in the same place. It's like running in place, jogging in place, right? As opposed to go running a mile outside, you'll be at your destination. You'll be where you want to be. You'll be able to see different things and experience different places, right? Running outside as opposed to running a mile on the treadmill, right? So I say all that to say wisdom and knowledge is very important, because if you use this knowledge and you apply the knowledge the right way, you can work as hard as you want, but you can actually go places when you work. A lot of people work jobs, and I'm not bashing it, because I was doing it, and obviously, people got families and things like that, and maybe some people don't want to go anywhere in life, right? The Bible talks about building a legacy, and a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children, right? And that's very important. Maybe your kid don't want to grind and work as hard as you just to support his family. Maybe he wanted to start somewhere, somewhere in royalty, and maybe he wanted to build from there, as opposed to building his own thing and then having his kids build from there. Maybe he wanted a little boost or something like that, So it's better to have something that you can pass down to your child, just to give them the option. Hey, do you want to work for somebody? Then you can sell this asset that I've passed down to you, profit the money, and then go work a job for somebody else. Or you can keep the asset, grow the asset, help the asset get bigger, and grow this asset a lot bigger that I passed down to you. And you can probably start another asset and pass that down to your children, and keep a whole line of wealth in our family, as opposed to, this poverty and broke mindset. You feel what I'm saying? So it's important for you to figure out a way that you can build a legacy here on earth. And how do you do that? You need the wisdom and knowledge from God. A lot of people don't take the road less traveled because they don't have knowledge. Growing up in the world, I realized I wanted a job. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to go to college. I wanted a job, right? I either wanted a job or I wanted to be a football player, but I knew in my life that I wanted millions, right? I wanted millions. At that time, I didn't know anything about, business or anything like that. I just knew school wasn't the right place for me, right? So I tried to sell some, marijuana. I tried to sell it, as a youngin'. At like 15, or maybe a little younger than that. I tried to sell marijuana, started getting firearms, selling firearms. I always found a way to make a hustle, right? Even when I had a job at Popeyes, my first job ever, I stole some of their chicken sandwiches just to sell it on the side, to make more money. Because at the end of the day, I realized, bro, none of the schooling, none of the knowledge, all is vanity, right? But the main part and the main reasons of life is to live, right? That's why we have a life, so we can live it, right? So in order to stay alive, you need to eat. And that's something that I realized at a young age. And how do I eat? Some people can plant their own crops, go out and plant their own crops and then, benefit from that. Or some people like myself can play along into the system, right? Get a dollar bill and trade that dollar bill for value, right? And that's the way I decided to play. I wanted to play the game, right? And, trade the dollar bill for value. So in that case, I realized that I don't need schooling. The things that they are teaching me about is BS. I need to start hustling, and I need to do it now and fast, right? And why fast and why now is because I don't have all the time in the world. I don't. Like this YouTube stuff, I really wish I would have started it earlier, My whole life I've been wanting to do YouTube and videos. I was never brave enough to do it. As a child, I was very funny and things like that, and I feel like I could have been a lot farther than where I am now. But God does everything for a reason. I didn't know as much as I knew now, so that's a good thing. I couldn't pass down some knowledge and speak real stuff and talk about real topics in my videos as a child if I would have started earlier, right? It just would have been entertainment, and I would have been another person just doing things blindly and being dumb and ignorant, and just doing things for money, right? As opposed to, trading value for money, right? And now that's what I'm kind of trying to do. I'm trying to trade some piece of value, not for money, because the truth is free, and that's what the Bible tells us. No man should charge for the truth. So I'm not charging any one of you anything for the truth. I don't put my cash app on the screen. I don't beg for no money like the church do. Let's be honest. That church beg for for money. And very soon, man, I'm gonna come out with a video on how the church is a cult. Okay? And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, a lot of church folk, but it's a cult. It's a cult movement, and we could talk about that a little later. But in today's video, it's just about knowledge and wisdom and working hard, and grinding and figuring out which path will actually give you some type of benefit for your labor, right? Working for somebody else that can give you some type of benefit, but it's not going to give you the ultimate benefit, right? You always want to build and benefit something of your own, right? But I say all that to say, bro, I could have been like somebody else, anybody else, right? I wish I would have started this a lot earlier. I wish I wouldn't have BS my time away. I wasted a cool couple of years of my life working for somebody, right? Not saving the money like I should have been, right? I started off saving my money, right? And then you get around certain people who you see spending their money, and they look like they have money, or it look like they getting all this fame and attention, and it's like, I really got the money in my savings account. I really got the money in hand, right? And this person looks like they have money, but I really have the money, right? So you kind of want to shine too. You know what I'm saying? You kind of want your credit too. But at the end of the day, you got to realize that none of this stuff matter. The clothes, the shoes, the designers, the hoes, none of that stuff matter. It really don't. You know what I'm saying? I should have been smart enough, and I should have stayed on my path of just holding that money and saving that money, because it would have made this a lot easier. This YouTube grind and this entrepreneurship, you know what I'm saying? So you got to be smart with your resources if you are working a job, number one, right? But number two, ask the Lord for wisdom and knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Because he will lead you and direct your paths, you know what I'm saying? And ask for understanding as well, so you can understand the wisdom and knowledge that he gives you, because it can ultimately create you a better life, right? Wisdom and knowledge will keep you from death, right? It's a lot of things in the book of Proverbs that talk about, messing with another man's wife, right? And things like that, and how that man become very vicious over his wife and overprotective over his wife. You know what I'm saying? It often talks about thieves and a lot of different things in order to keep you from dying, at the hand of your own, your own demise, or leading yourself astray or leading yourself down the wrong path. The book of Proverbs teaches a lot about the wisdom and knowledge of God. And why? Because the person who wrote the book of Proverbs was King Solomon, bro. And I'm here to tell you, King Solomon was the wisest, richest man on earth. And the reason he is because he asked God for wisdom, right? That wisdom ultimately kept him alive, right? And not towards death. It didn't bring him any death or any harm. All the increment dollar bill and riches and honor and all that stuff is really just to keep you alive. Why do we want money in the first place? To feed our families, right? But we get so distracted in this world, you know what I'm saying, by the illusion of looking rich and looking cool and fitting in, because everybody's doing it. And it's like the blind is leading the blind, but they don't even know where this idea of riches and designer clothes and shoes and fast cars, they don't know where it came from, bro. They don't know where it came from. Whole time it's a weapon used to take our money, right? These people make things and then they say that it's worth this amount of money, and you got one dummy that's go buy it, right, for this amount of money and flex on Instagram. I paid this much for this money, or I paid this much for these pair of shoes. And because they flexing it, other people feel like they have to do it because it's worth value, when really it's not worth anything, bro. That stuff burns just like the paper dollar bill. None of this stuff matters. The only thing that matters is if I'm getting fed at the end of the night, if I got a roof over my head, if my bills is paid, and if my children can eat, right? If we can live longer, right? You feel me? So at the end of the day, we got to learn that, Some of this stuff really don't matter. You know what I mean? We got to use our wisdom and knowledge. We got to ask the Lord for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding so we can ultimately live longer lives. You feel me? And with that being said, though, man, I thank everybody for watching this video. It's a short one today, you know. Not all the time do I have to come on here and speak for hours, you know, or 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You know, on the more serious videos, we can talk about that. But on, you know, something like this, just a daily reminder to, you know, tell you, hey, bro, you know, be smart with your money, because recession and those times are coming, bro. You feel me? We just had a recession, right? We just had COVID and all this different stuff. Wasn't nobody prepared for it. That should just go and tell you that right there. You know what I'm saying? We got to be more smart with our money, bro. We got to ask the Lord for the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding so we can actually live longer. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have to struggle. A lot of the struggle and a lot of the poverty is self-afflicted. You know, we bring it on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? The Bible often talks about how a wise man works, right? And you got to work hard for riches and honor. You got to work, you know what I'm saying? You actually have to work for everything. So if we got to work for these things, we should never be poor. We should never be broke, because I'm working just like the other man is working. You feel me? It's about the knowledge and the understanding that I have, you know, with my resources that's going to grow my wealth. You feel me? That being said, bro, please subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to do something here. I'm taking a roll as travel. I'm out here. I'm stepping out here on a limb of faith. You feel me? I'm really trying to make something work, bro. And it don't need to help. You know, the only way it'll work is if you help me out. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking for your help. I usually don't like asking people for help, but, you know, this is what I signed up for. So, you know, this channel is based off of love. You know what I'm saying? It's ran off of love. It's not ran off of money or dollars or anything like that. It's ran off of love. You feel me? I love you by providing that, you know, that motivation, that wisdom, just to help you through the week if you are listening. And you help me by just liking the video, leaving a good comment, and subscribing to the channel. It's that simple. You know, it takes a little bit of work, but it's nothing. At the end of the day, it's really nothing. So you do those favors for me, bro, and I'm gonna keep showing up, bro. We can keep helping each other, bro. End of the day, bro, that's it. That's all. I'm out. And yeah, peace.